I think that by virtue of being sort of the de facto bridge between the old world of fiat money and banking and the new world of crypto and DeFi, etc., they're in a very strong position. I told this to Brian and Fred when I interviewed at Coinbase, which is that Coinbase, if executed correctly, would be a $1 trillion company. And, I think they're well on their way to that.
$1 trillion is quite the claim. But before we can analyze such a statement, let's rewind a bit and try to understand why it is potentially the most anticipated IPO of 2021.
I had studied computer science and economics in school, and I had taken a year to live abroad in Argentina, which is a country that had gone through hyperinflation. And then, as you pointed out, I joined Airbnb, and they were a company that was moving money to 190 countries all over the world. And so I sort of had a front row seat into the difficulty of integrating with the global financial system. Every country has kind of their own systems you have to integrate with different fees and delays. And so in December of 2010, I happened to read the Bitcoin white paper.
Pause. Now, with such an early view into the crypto space, Brian noticed a new form of money that was entirely immutable and decentralized. With this new frontier and financial foundation, Brian took the opportunity to build an exchange that allowed consumers to purchase Bitcoin and later many other cryptocurrencies. The first prototype was constructed in 2011, and a few months into business, Coinbase was accepted into the most prestigious startup accelerator in the world, known as Y Combinator. With the exposure from Y Combinator, Coinbase was being deemed the most trustworthy brand in crypto. Signups to the site were growing by 20% daily, prompting more investment. Then, along came 2014, which brought the coveted 1 million signups. And as growth comes, so do new challenges. The overall industry Coinbase operated in brought along new criticisms. Case after case, the brand of cryptocurrency took a beating with the claims of criminals using crypto for various operations.
The payment system is all through Bitcoins, which is basically digital currency, not backed up by any international banks, not backed up by any US banks, but simply based on the confidence of the users who exchange these Bitcoins.
Numerous scandals continued to rock various competitors to Coinbase as well.
Shrem is the CEO and compliance officer of a Bitcoin exchange company. They are charged with engaging in a scheme to sell over $1 million in Bitcoin.
But through various bumps in the industry, Coinbase remained virtually unscathed for the next few years. Mate, have you heard of this thing called Bitcoin? What? Bitcoin. It's this new form of immutable money. It is during these times you may have been an early adopter and found yourself on Coinbase buying Bitcoin and ending every sentence with, "We're getting Lambos, right?" The belief was sky high among you and your friends as the Bitcoin price was rocketing upwards. But after destroying your toilet from visiting Chipotle the 4th time that week, you find yourself in a conversation with the plumber about Bitcoin and how he was buying it on Coinbase. While Coinbase benefited largely by collecting the fees per trade from this run-up, you probably realized Coinbase made it so easy that a plumber is doling out financial advice to buy Bitcoin. Being the smart person you are, you nod on with the fellow plumber and decide to hold your Bitcoin, or what many call HODL, and stew in the new language and culture that Coinbase and its users helped usher in. Eventually, December of 2017 brought the price to unimaginable levels, urging many to say the crypto bet is a scam. And that it is rat poison squared. This run-up took the world by storm and urged many new startups to be the next Bitcoin and list themselves as an ICO and hope to be listed on Coinbase's exchange. But the fun was always going to end at some point.
Many people are buying coins for no reason other than that other people are buying them. And this mania has gotten to the point where even a coin started as a complete joke like Dogecoin can rocket up in value.
It's named after an internet meme that was popular at the time, a photo of Shiba Inu with colorful comments written in broken English around it, as you can see. Now, Dogecoin's total market value has almost doubled since the start of this year to over $2 billion. There appear to be no obvious reasons for this.
Yeah, that's because there were no obvious reasons. The whole point of the coin was to make fun of how people will buy anything, and then people did exactly that.
The crypto winter came with crushing prices, and the new ICO projects were often found to be pump and dump scams, and Coinbase knew this, as it developed a very important vetting mechanism over the years by exclusively listing what was seen as legitimate and safe coins. The infamous 2017 run-up may have seen many consumers walk away from the entire crypto scene believing it was a speculator's game, but Coinbase stuck to its ever-important mission.
Well, what we're going to do is create what we call the open financial system, which just means that we're going to use cryptocurrency and the smartphone revolution, things like that, to actually inject economic freedom into these countries all over the world.
And into 2018, Coinbase began to acquire more and more companies, most notably GDAX to appease professional traders. This service was later rebranded to Coinbase Pro and offered frequent traders lower order fees. Continuing their expansion, Coinbase created perhaps their most important operation yet, Coinbase Ventures. This investment arm of the company invests into new token projects that support their long-term mission. The venture arm of Coinbase could accrue more value than the exchange itself, as it has been a key investor in the decentralized finance space. And staggeringly, the DeFi space has garnered nearly $40 billion in market cap in just a few years. Notable seed investments from Coinbase Ventures are now essentially billion-dollar unicorns like Compound Finance, a protocol that lets you lend and borrow crypto assets without any middlemen, which means if crypto becomes more globally adopted, Compound is essentially automating away brick-and-mortar banking. And their seed investments don't just stop at banking either. Every two-sided marketplace, such as Upwork to eBay, is under serious threat to a blockchain-enabled network owned by token holders. And this is where the venture's upside exists. It's not about investing in companies. Instead, it's about investing in protocols that will remove middlemen from as many industries as possible. All of this might make you feel pretty bullish on such an incredible company. And the claim from Olaf Carlson-Wee, who, by the way, has his own venture fund just like Coinbase's, should be taken very seriously. However, the blind spot remaining is the unfounded regulation that Coinbase is so eagerly yearning for. Brian and his team have made it a company mission to comply with regulation early and often. But regardless of this, Brian doesn't make the decisions. Instead, various central banks and presiding governments will. Beyond finance, the long-term view is that Coinbase believes crypto will shift from investment and speculation phase to a utility phase. And this is what makes the trillion-dollar claim so valid. With new digital applications built as tokens that could replace old institutions in a multitude of industries, it's no wonder why Olaf is so bullish on the Silicon Valley giant. The question that now remains is, are you going to invest at the IPO? Let us know in the comments below. Also, if you want to keep up with all things fintech, make sure to subscribe to our newsletter linked below. Cheers, guys.